the market is starting to see signs of some shifting here in Northern Nevada. Let's take a look and see where we're going for the rest of 2024 in the Northern Nevada real estate market. Let's take a look. Well, we actually saw the median home price edge upward for the month of June. We saw the median home price end up at $600,000. Now, I will point out, you're going to see some of these numbers may have changed over previous videos, and for this one specifically will be the first change, and now for all future videos will be based off of this data. Where we source our data, they did change some things on there, and that is because of where it reads and boundaries and things, some things have kind of shifted some. So I apologize if some data looks a little different than previous months, but that is how we'll go forward because of where we get our information has changed. So, like I said, $600,000 for the month of June. You can see over the past year where we've been, and we've kind of been in the mid to upper 500s, but we had not hit that $600,000 threshold yet. I've got some theories on reasoning behind that I'll jump into later in this video, but that is from last year, a 4.3% increase in price. Taking a look at our median days to contract, what that means is that from the day you put your home on the market to how long it takes to get an offer, we saw that go up again from 11 days to 16 days, meaning it's taking longer to get homes sold. That is about almost the same as last year. It was 15 days last year, so pretty close to the same, but we have been noticing homes taking a little bit longer to sell than just a couple of months ago. Going more specific in the different price points, because price can definitely vary on the buyer demand in this market right now. We're definitely seeing little pockets and segments doing better than others. And so you can see over here, the June is the lighter color and the darker color is May. And so you can see between the 2 months where we shifted. So interesting enough, like the $300,000 to $400,000 price point on the far left there, you can see it went from 6 days to 20 days. So, almost 1 week to almost 3 weeks. So interesting shift there versus the $1.5 million plus price point actually went down from 37 days to 18 days. So very interesting stuff going on there. Taking a look at our sold listings, our new listings that are coming on the market and where our inventory is at. As we've talked about, our inventory's kind of remained relatively low compared to the past, and that's balanced out with our buyer demand, luckily, which has kind of driven up prices because there still is a lower inventory than we usually have this time of year. And you can kind of see the new listings have dropped down in there. So we went from 639 new listings to 538. So 100 less listings in June versus May, but somehow our inventory went upward. So what does that tell us? That buyer demand is not as strong as the inventory coming in now. It's outpacing. So looking over the last 13 months of inventory, kind of where we've been at, you can see June of last year, we were at 768. So we have more than even last year. And our sold count is even higher, or was higher last year versus this year. So kind of something to think about there, but we are seeing that inventory starting to increase with homes sitting longer on the market. If you look at all the different price points of how many homes are available on your price point, interesting enough that $300,000 to $400,000 price point, even though went from 6 days to 20 days for days to contract, almost stayed the same for our amount of homes available on average. It went from 23 to 22 days, so it went down. So interesting parts there. You can see some of the other ones definitely gained some more inventory. The $500,000 to $600,000 price point went from 111 homes to 159 homes available on any given day on average. So how long it'd take to sell all of our existing inventory today if no new inventory hit the market. And we saw that edge upward from 1.8 to 2.1 months supply of inventory. While technically that is still a seller's market by a lot of definitions, I wouldn't say we're in a seller's market anymore. It's great for a seller's market for those that are pricing their house appropriately to sell. Sometimes we're going to have to, you might not get what you would have got a couple of years ago, but we're going to be able to find a way to find you a buyer for your home. Taking a look at the pending sales for the area. So this is kind of our forecast of where the market's going over the next 1-2 months out. And so this is how many homes have gotten accepted offer in the month of June. We saw that number go down from 405 to 390. Compare that to just a year ago. We were at 466 last year. So what that tells me is there was a lot less buyers out there making offers on homes, and we had less inventory last June, if you remember. So with less inventory, we were selling more homes. So definitely an interesting balance there. So year over year, we were down 8.6%. Let's take a look at all of the numbers of pending sales in the price range. Which ones kind of seem to be the most demand at this point? You can see stay on that $300,000 to $400,000 price point, went down from 22 to 19 sales or homes that accepted an offer last month. You can see some of the others. A lot of them actually went down. Almost all of them went down month over month. You can see even the $600,000 to $750,000 price point went from 114 pending homes or accepted an offer to 96 homes. So definitely kind of a slowing market right now. Part of that could be maybe people going on summer trips and stuff, but this is about the time where we're going to peak out for the year. So is this a sign that we're going to be on the downhill trend for the rest of the year? We'll have to wait and see. Now let's go into more of a hyper-local market, city by city, starting with Reno. Reno saw a median sales price jump up to $630,000 essentially, with 599 homes available on the market. So quite a few homes on the market here in the Reno proper area, and we saw 293 homes still sell. 13 days to contract as well, so just under 2 weeks. Looking at Sparks, $556,000. Remember that number. We're going to talk about $556,000 here shortly. But active inventory of 246, so not as many homes as Reno as per usual. And we saw the median days to contract at 20 days. Carson City, now you remember I said Sparks was 556 for median home price. Carson City was at 560. So Carson City is outpacing for prices in over Sparks again. So it has outpaced Reno before as well. It's an interesting market with some of these bigger homes selling. We have some higher price points selling. I'm even closing with a client that is just over $1 million in Carson City at the end of this week. So there is a lot of demand still, and there's some nice properties still in Carson City and kind of just the outlying areas of Carson City. So some interesting information there that we're seeing. Inventory, there's 152 homes, so we have seen that inventory climb up. It had been relatively low. So new listings, though, we have seen an increase in listings as well. Only 21 days to contract. Going out to Fernley, this one is, as you can see, the most affordable at this point for out of all the options we went through. So $394,245. Can be a good option if you are maybe working from home. You don't mind if you don't necessarily want to be in Reno or Sparks. It's a great option to get started and grow something if you're wanting to purchase something today, and maybe the Reno Sparks market might be outpacing what you can afford. So definitely an option there. Taking a look at Gardnerville, $699,500, almost $700,000. So kind of crazy there. You see those numbers, and they do have some very large properties, some custom homes out there as well, depending where you're looking. And we saw inventory go up, 16 days, median days to contract. We're going to close out for Reno Sparks. For back here for condos and townhomes, median sales price of $375,000. That is up with active inventory, 250 properties. So none of the other previous stats, they're all single family homes. So when we count those numbers, we look at that first, and then we kind of keep the condos and townhomes separated, so that this is just condos and townhomes in the Reno Sparks area. We saw that number has been growing to 250. Median days to contract, 22, so we're kind of seeing all right around there for where it's averaging out at there. So at the end of it, the market definitely, we're seeing some shifting, slowing market a little bit, and We even have some numbers from Showing Time that has talked about buyer activity slowing as well year over year. On the West Coast, we're seeing about 20% or so decrease from from May of last year. They are a month behind. So we have seen that market slow in terms of buyer demand. People, I think, are just kind of, whether it's the election, maybe they're still waiting on interest rates. Might not be a smart thing to wait for interest rates. So if that is what's holding you up, please talk to me. Let's talk about, see what options there are. We can get clever with things to make it work for you, but only if you feel comfortable moving forward with it is when we can do it. So let's chat. Let's talk about it. If you're looking to sell, happy to help you as well. My information's below. I'm Garrett Stewart here for Reno, Sparks, and Northern Nevada. I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.